Hello everyone and welcome to Wednesday. It's not very often I forget to end a vlog. Normally I'm pretty good about that. Yesterday was definitely an exception. I just totally forgot to end the vlog. After we ate, we came back over here and we played more Jackbox, and we got to play with more people because my parents were here, and we actually had Dan and Lindsay come over. And that's all that happened, but I got so wrapped up in that I just never finished the vlog. So I apologize, but for what it's worth, I had a lot of fun. After everyone left last night, I actually decided that I should do or die finish getting everything ready, scheduling-wise, for this trip. Because the last thing you want to do is do it the night before. I've learned that over the years. I've learned it the hard way by making that mistake multiple times, because things always take you longer than you think. And I'm really bad about that, because sometimes I'll look at things and I'll say, yeah, that'll take 30 minutes, and it takes 3 hours. So last night I actually decided to just schedule everything, and it's done. Everything is done. I was up a lot later than I thought I would be, but it's nice because today is not the day that we're going to New York, so we're good. So we're actually going to be riding up to Wilmington today and spending a little time there with Mark and Rhonda. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to do, but there's plenty of things to do there. So that's the agenda for today, and I'm already super excited. We're having lunch at the George on the Riverwalk. That's you. You're the George. You got chili.
I got chili.
Oh,
Butternut squash.
Oh, okay. We had soup earlier, but we already ate it. You got a feast over there. Is that flounder?
It's fish.
I got a spicy tuna flatbread, and I was just saying I kind of wish that it was like a panini or something. I think that'd be good, but it's good. Just got to eat it with a knife and fork. After lunch, we decided to come over to the USS North Carolina, which is a battleship, and we'll be going on the actual battleship shortly, but they have this little museum set up which has a bunch of interesting things in it. For example, this right here, U.S. Navy presentation silver. It's real fancy. So that's what we're going to be looking at for the next little bit. It's also a rainy Wednesday in December, so it's not exactly crowded. I found this very interesting. The North Carolina participated in every major naval offensive in the Pacific area of operations and earned 15 battle stars, which was more than any other battleship during World War II. So it went through some serious battles. We just crawled inside this tiny little opening, and inside here is the periscope, actually. And you can look through here. Try and get the camera to see correctly. There it goes, yeah. That is out the front of the ship, and it's just absolutely wild how big that thing is. And then under here, you have to be very careful and crawl under this thing. But if you crawl under here, you actually get over to where the turrets are, or whatever they're called, for the big guns. Yeah, it's this turret 3, so I guess that counts. Through this window you can actually see in there, and people would actually have to sit in here. That's what the little seats are for. And that's a little kind of a cardboard stand-in, as I get this back into focus, so you can get an idea of what it would look like to sit in there, which is nuts. There's more of those standees in there to show you what it would look like. It's just absolutely wild. All of the little tiny things that go into this, and we're in a little tiny thing in the front of the ship. There's still so much more to see. And also getting up in here was difficult. Imagine getting out will also be kind of hard. This Especially because you should probably do this the other way around. Yeah. Probably a little windy. Anyway, that's what that was. I'm standing on the ship. I don't have the dead cat on the thing right now, so it will sound a little windy. Big ship. All right, let's go below deck. Wow. This is a very big, spacious kitchen. Jeez. Vegetable locker. Here's the mess hall. Wow. This is all really cool. I've been here before, but it's been a long time. I came here as a kid, and it's interesting how, I mean, from what I've seen, almost none of the ship is off limits. They really want you to be able to experience everything. So the fact that you can walk around and see every little nook and cranny is kind of astounding. However, being tall is not really compatible with this experience. So there's a lot of ducking. Even more seating. And here's some of the trays. And this is the scullery, which says it was dishwashing central. So this is the soda fountain, and as the name implies, this is where you could get soda and ice cream. And then over here was one of the stores in the ship where you could buy various things. You could get hats, uniforms, razors, cigarettes. So these were just to cater to the sailors that were on the ship. One of the things I thought was interesting is it says ice cream and drinks costs 5 cents. If they're going to be on the ship for a long time, they're going to need haircuts. So of course there is also an entire barbershop in here. It's a lot bigger than I was expecting it to be. I don't know, I guess in my mind I was like, well, if they're going to put the barbershop on the ship, it'll be small. But no, it's fairly large. This area far below deck is wildly huge and complex, and it has to do with the steering. And there's these operators that would sit in these little boxes and, from what I can tell, communicate with other parts of the ship in order to know exactly what to do. But I mean, there's rooms and rooms and rooms of this equipment, and it's crazy. And I'm not even shooting every single thing here. The ship is gigantic.
Steven.
Huh?
Did you see the dark room?
Where's that?
Where are you?
I'm coming up a stair.
Oh, when you come through, there's something to your left and it's straight through. There's a bunk in the dark room above the chemicals.
There's a bunk above the dark room?
Uh-huh.
So you could sleep in there?
That was probably the person who worked it.
Yeah, probably.
It'd be smelly. He'd probably get high off the fumes.
Yeah, well, I'm sure the people that ran the guns were probably deaf, very quickly. So whatever job you had, I'm sure it came with its own set of issues. This was all the print shop, and that's why there's a dark room in here. That is super, super, super cool. Here's laundry. The laundry issue room. The ironing room. It says pressing was not a free service. Interesting. It's real big in there. And then over here is the laundry receiving room. So much laundry. Wow. The laundry wash room. 24-hour service. That's cool. That's very, very cool. Wow. There's even a cobbler shop on board. Wow. Post office. So cool.
Did you see the first dining area?
Here's the door to the post office, so you can see inside just a little bit better. I mean, the Battleship had everything. Earlier I showed a store. There's 2 stores. This is the other store. And they sold a lot of the same things, these sorts of products. You can see all the stuff stacked back there. Also the really, really old, like, Milky Way, Snickers, Baby Ruth. That's awesome. This is where the ice cream was actually made. They had a big old ice cream machine back there to produce it.
16-inch projectiles are lowered down this trunk to appropriate levels. Ready?
Mm-hmm. Wow, hole in one.
Awesome.
We're finally back in the mess hall area. And on the other side is butcher shop, which is pretty cool.
If they showed it every night, you would go every night. I think I saw Destry rides again. All over the South Pacific.
Wow. Yeah, there's a movie projector in here, and it said that they would show it every single night. One of the cool things that I haven't really been pointing out, because there's just so many of them, is these sections, crew memories, where they've actually talked to the people that were on the boat. They've had them recount some of the the memories that they've had. It's just very, very fascinating.
This is probably like each crew member had.
A locker? Yeah. Wow.
Oh yeah.
See,
There's even like an orange light to show.
Wow. Sinks, toilets, which is it's pretty basic stuff there. There's also more toilets. We've got some urinals. There's some showers.
Showers.
In this section of the ship, it's just various repair shops, because they have all these tools for making things. And if you wanted to have tools of your own, you could borrow them from here. But they had to be checked out to ensure that they were not stolen. The fire control system. Oh, good God. Holy cow. Wow. Wow. This is fascinating, though. There's just so much equipment in here. Wow, look at that. How many people would be in there at once? This room is the damage control center. And anytime anything would go wrong, the people in here would talk to everyone else on the ship to correct said problem. And nearby is Radio Central, which, as you may suspect, is the brains of all of the radio communications everywhere. There's even a little chart up for Morse code. It's fascinating. It's just hard to believe how huge this ship is. So down near these radio rooms, if any of the hatches got blocked, there was actually only one exit out, and it was up through this extremely tiny hole with the ladder, and it goes way up there. We've just entered into the lower projectile flat, and it says it could store 202 projectiles for use in the 16-inch guns. And there's a bunch down here. Look at those things. Absolutely gigantic. Reading this is a reminder of the destructive power of the ammunition. It says one high-capacity projectile could create a hole 50 feet wide and 20 feet deep. With all 9 guns firing at the same time, you could level almost anything standing within 1 mile. Each projectile weighed 1,900 pounds with a range of 23 miles. My God. That's just crazy. Keep in mind that some of them were armor-piercing projectiles, in which case they went a little bit shorter, but they weighed 2,700 pounds. My Lord. And as we exit this ridiculous storeroom, we go down even further into the ship. Down those stairs is even more storage for even more ammunition. 121 can be stored here. 3 magazines for storing gunpowder bags. Wow. This is nothing but gunpowder. A reminder that this was a job. Taking off the tank lids was called topping. The man who topped the lids was a top remover. The tank's lid stayed on until its powder bags were needed so that no live ammunition was exposed unnecessarily. My God. So that could be, dangerous. Man. Teaches you a little bit about what's in the bag. A passing game. It says the gunpowder bags were transferred from the magazine to the narrow annular space through this powder scuttle. Once the projectiles are filled, how do they get up into storage? Well, there's an electric hoist that actually pulls them up through so they can then be stored on either of these 2 levels. I see hard hats in there. Not a single rib cage. Sterilizer room.
This is a scrub room.
A scrub room. And here's a stretcher. A dark room for x-rays.
There's a bunk in there then.
Dentist?
Oh yeah. Everything that you would ever need is on the ship. God, I would hate to have dental work done while I'm rocking on the ocean. Laboratory. And a dispensary.
Isolation.
It just looks really cool in there.
My room.
Doctor's office.
Oh, here's a real surgical table.
Yeah. Oh wow, yeah.
Diaries were illegal. Men who kept them found good hiding places.
Why were diaries illegal?
War secrets, maybe?
Oh. I get it, but it's still dumb. We're kind of in the medical portion of the ship right now. And in the medical bay, there's one restroom that's just for the sick patients. And it said one of the interesting things is that it's the only bathtub on the ship, because otherwise there's showers. But if someone was injured in a particular way where they couldn't shower, they had to have this bathtub available to them. This is the stateroom of the supply officer. One of the interesting things is that they have a real bed. And this little placard says that the only other officers with real beds were the captain, executive officer, and any visiting admirals. So not a whole lot of people got something other than bunks.
Oh, it's the speaker. Over my shoulder.
Do what?
I thought it was someone actually playing the trumpet.
Try this just to see how it's second.
That was a big boat. The Battleship has their own
Toe jam.
brand of, toe jam. Of
Tangerine,
jams.
orange, elderberry.
Jams and spices and wines. And that's extremely confusing to me. Like, why?
Chocolate strawberry?
But why? So what'd you guys think? Was it fun?
It was much more,
It was cooler than I
cooler than I thought.
Yeah.
It was much larger. We got to see much more than I thought. I thought we would just kind of walk through one level and then walk out the other side. I thought it would be about a half an hour tour.
Yeah.
yeah.
Whenever I was here last, I don't know how old I was, but I was not old enough to fully appreciate that. So that was really, really cool.
Gives you an appreciation or a respect of what they went through, what it was like.
Yeah. We just finished playing Jackbox. We've actually never played this game ever. It's Bomb Corps, and I think we never played it because it's 4 players and we always have more than 4. That's kind of interesting. It's a team-based game, which is very different than most of the other Jackbox games. But it's now the end of the evening, and Mark and Rhonda have to go, and we're not going to be seeing them until next year sometime.
Next year sometime.
I don't know when exactly. When are you going to be back here? Hopefully sooner than 3 years.
November next year. No.
Yeah, let's try.
That would be good.
That'd be awesome.
My mom cooks for
Maybe
30.
even
We could
sooner.
use the help. Anyway, we've had fun hanging out with you.
Yeah.
It's been
Yes,
great.
we
Thank you
enjoyed it
so
very
much for
much.
your hospitality.
So we'll,
It's always great.
We'll hopefully get a chance to see you guys sooner rather than
I
later.
hope so.
And have a safe journey to Maine.
And you as well to New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're both.
Close. We'll be close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, in spirit.
In 2 days we're going to be close again.
It's unfortunate we didn't have a ton of time together, but it was really nice to see Mark and Rhonda again, and hopefully it won't be too terribly long before we see them again. After they left, I had to click like 3 more buttons, and everything is now set. We are all good to go, everything's scheduled, and I don't have to think about any of this stuff for a few days. In fact, I'm not even taking my laptop. Normally I would take the laptop to at least dump vlog footage. This time I'm just going to take 2 memory cards. That's like 6 hours. There's no way I'm going to shoot 6 entire hours. At least I don't think so. So I should be good. At this point, we're just packing stuff up, go to bed, get up in the morning, and got to pick up Dan and Lindsay probably around like 9:30 a.m. And we'll actually be in New York at a fairly decent time. I'm not sure exactly when, but it's like a little after lunch. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and as always, let's be back tomorrow, shall we?